My name is Sanket More, and hi guys. Welcome to the CAT Credentials channel. And we are live now, and we will be walking through what is it that we need to do while we are preparing for the B School entrance examination journey, and what should be our next steps going forward. While some of you may know us, may not know us, that's fine. But I'll talk a little bit more about it in detail. That what should be the approach, what you can do, what is the strategy, and everything. But the idea for CAT credentials is that whosoever joins us, we want to be the super 30 of IIMs. Whoever joins us, they need to get into the top 20, top 25 B schools in the country so that we don't want to be a mass uh, coaching institute. We want to be very focused with our students. We want to be someone where the teachers themselves are qualified and they have gone through the journey of B school and they are teaching you. So that's what we want to position ourselves to. And that's what I am here to offer you today as well, the perspective from inside and outside world. So just a second. Okay. So, what I was talking about over here is before we even start, like this is the QR code that I have as of 1st May 2024. Just scan it in case if you have any questions, if you want to solve any of your queries, if you want to talk to me freely about your CAT journey, the way you're going through it, or any other examination like bank PO. But then I don't think so I'm the perfect person to walk, talk, and guide on bank PO examination. We have a couple of other qualified people as well, but I'll get you in touch with them. But just in case you want to talk to me, and let's say even if this link expires, I have put in my WhatsApp number. Get in touch with me. We have a preparation group all together where we share all the insights about how to prepare for a specific topic. What are the questions? There is a series of daily questions that we add. So just in case if you have anything, feel free to ping me on my WhatsApp number and I'll add you. We also have our Instagram group. If you go to our Instagram channel, if you follow us, we keep on adding some cool content. And over a period of time, what we also intend to do is we want to shortlist the students who are already there, who need just a refinement of the basic concepts. And there are certain activities that we are going to do where I'll give you a free mock test of 30, like a set of 30 mock tests is what I'm going to give away as to all the students who would be joining through that particular slot. But then that's all the thing. But just in case you are wondering who I am, what I have done, I have a quick summary of what I have done. I'm an engineer. I completed my engineering back in 2014. मैंने वो इंजीनियरिंग कंप्लीट करने के बाद मैं थर्मैक्स में ज्वाइन हुआ था। मैं वहाँ पे रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट में गया यार। लेकिन मेरा मुझे भले ही इंजीनियरिंग में रहना था, आई वांटेड टू हैव अ कम्पिटिटिव सैलरी। मुझे सैलरी अच्छी चाहिए थी जो मुझे बिकॉज ऑफ माय इंजीनियरिंग आई डिड नॉट वर्क हार्ड ड्यूरिंग माय इंजीनियरिंग। अनफॉर्चुनेटली दैट्स वन ऑफ द रिग्रेट दैट आई हैव। Regret is a big word, and I am more than happy to use it for my engineering career because I did not work hard at that point in time to get good grades, and I did not get good salary as well after that. So I took made some jumps. I started working in sales. It gave me quite a lot of exposure. I grew from being an extrovert to introvert, and all the thanks to my stint in sales. So that's about the journey in sales. But after that, I just thought that this is the perfect time that I should be starting for and taking my CAT preparation seriously. It's because I had given CAT earlier as well in the first and second attempt. First attempt, I couldn't crack anything. Second attempt, I just got CAP institutes, but I again couldn't crack the interviews in there. And the third attempt, I quit my job. I quit everything and I just focused on my CAT preparation and my health. That those were two activities that I took. Fortunately, I cleared it. I got into IIFT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Delhi. which was the best institute or the best option that I had at that point in time. So just these insights that I'm going to talk about today are from the journey, the 2 year incredible journey I had at IIFT. But is this going to be some similar session that you guys must have heard on YouTube? You guys must have gone through quite a lot of similar things. I don't want to keep it that way. What I want you guys to go through is understand why giving CAT or any other MBA entrance examination is relevant at this point in time. Be it if you are a fresher or you are a working professional. I am not going to talk to you I'm not talking to the people who want to do masters in tech. There's a separate thing altogether for the people who want to do masters in tech. We'll also take a look at that in some time. But I'm just focusing on the students who are in the job, who are looking to get into their dream B schools in India. uh, and that's what my focus for the next couple of minutes is going to be. If you want to do masters in tech as well, I'll touch base on it a little bit. For the people who haven't given this quite a lot of thought, whenever I ask this question of them कि क्या future के बारे में कुछ सोचा है कि नहीं and all and everything, uh, they are like maybe not, I don't know which institute I need to go to, but this is the generic response I have received till now in all the seminars that I have taken. So, just in case of, let's say, where we would like to be, uh, let me check. So, if you take a look at the average salary that any graduate from IIM has received in the last year was 34 lakh, 34, 35 lakh. When I mean average, इसका मतलब ये कि किसी की सैलरी उसके नीचे भी होगी, किसी की सैलरी उसके ऊपर भी होगी. So, it's not always gloomy situation or gloomy doomy or it's a hunky dory situation as such, but then on an average you can expect the salary in that range if you're going from a good B school. um, why you should do it now? What is the advantage of doing an MBA, let's say, even uh, for the professionals who are working today? So one of the good part about doing an MBA is कि आप जब भी MBA के लिए जाते हो, so first things first, that you don't go over there for only education. Education, let's say, comes a second priority as such, but then you go over there to meet some like-minded folks. You go over there to understand the business aspects from the alumni of the institute. You go over there to check कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, क्या सीख सकता हूँ, and everything. So that's what your agenda is going to look like. Um, then blah blah blah. Yeah, the one thing that I wanted to talk about is, let's say, why doing an MBA at this point in time is very good. You guys must have seen that Shark Tank is airing in India. People are going into the entrepreneurial spirit. People are also looking at India as the next destination for, let's say, manufacturing. There's something called as China plus one strategy. Google it right now. If you take a look at something called as this China plus one strategy, you'll understand that the world is trying to de-risk themselves in terms of business and move away from China, and they are looking for an alternative solution. And in that case, India becomes one of the top and the most hot selling destination for these companies. That's the reason they are coming to India. Now, what's in it for you? When these companies come down to India, of course, they will require some skilled resources. uh, One would be people who would be doing hands-on job in there, but they would also require leaders who can shape the business in the Indian environment, who will know the laws of the land, who will understand how the Indian economy, the pulse of India goes. And for that, and in that scenario, you guys who will be already preparing for CAT or any other Dream B school, you will go in there and you will knock the door and you'll say that, okay, I'll be the leader and I'll transform the Indian journey going forward. That's one of the scenario. The other scenario is, have you guys heard about the current scenario in the market? if some, like, because I am from trading institute, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, I track the markets on a regular basis, Nifty, Sensex. So if you take a look at the Nifty charts at this point in time, and I'm talking about 1st May 2024, Nifty is making all time high. It's almost at an all time high. Then Sensex, Bank Nifty, all of them are making some similar progress. I think Nifty right now is not almost there, it is there. 20 to 500 is what the market is looking at right now. But then in the longer run, you must have seen that these kind of scenario always happens. This is a cyclical nature which happens every 10 to 15 years. Last time something of this scenario happened was back in 2008, when there was a bubble forming in the market, and that bubble is linked to the current situation, which is the uh, more people coming into the market because of the euphoria market has created. And that's the reason you must have seen that quite a lot of Indian giants like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCL, they have stopped hiring because they have gotten an understanding that the market is in bubble, the market is going to crash. And that's when the country needs to go a little bit in a conservative direction. And that's when you'll see that the jobs are getting impacted. For the people who are already in jobs, your what do you say, your appraisal cycle will be changing. Your in case you are applying for promotion, you may not be able to get that promotion correctly. So if you are planning to take a step back and think about your future, this is the perfect time, because the moment market crashes, when the elections are over, when the things are normal, and when the interest of these big giant companies, big banks are relieved, then I'm sure that there is going to be a crash which is incoming. It is either now, or it is either by the end of 2024. I'm pretty much sure it's going to happen. But whenever that happens, people are going to lose jobs. It's going to be a very dark scenario. And do you really want to be in the market, either doing your job or maybe searching your job? I don't think so. That's a great strategy to be in. The best way to do is upskill yourself. So in case you're looking to be in the business field in the future, then right now is the best time to take a step back and then also start preparing for these B school examination. You must have also seen, I don't have that statistics right now, but just check the number of people who have appeared for CAT examination in the last couple of years. So you will see that the number was somewhere close to 2.5, 2.7, 2.7, 2.8, or and the last year the number spiked to 3.5 lakhs. That's because the market is sensing that they need an appraisal, they need good education, and that's where they are going and upskilling themselves. And I'm pretty much sure that this year the number is going to be even more higher. Is going to be somewhere around 3.7, 3.8. So if you, and this is a very good opportunity actually, I will talk about it a little later, but this is where we are heading on to. Okay. So, and this is one of the examples that I'd given, that Lehman Brother crash hua tha, people lost job, and then aftermath was US में there was a stimulus, and then it took almost 2 years, 2 to 3 years for US to get out of recession. And when US gets out of recession, that is when they start spending and they start giving projects to Indian companies, and Indian companies start earning, और तभी आपकी salary बढ़ती है. So to get to that boom which happened in 2020, के लोगों के salaries triple हो गए थे, 4 times हो गए थे, 5 times हो गए थे. It will take almost 3 to 4 years. So I think when you step into that market, understand that your base salary should always be at a very high level, ताकि वो multiply होके ज़्यादा बन जाए. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about this a little later, but what I want to talk right now is how you can go ahead with your CAT preparation moving forward. There are some certain checklists that I want to bring up on my screen, and I'm going to write it down at my end. That whenever you are preparing for CAT, always ensure that first of all, your strategy should always be to understand why CAT examination is conducted. CAT examination is not conducted to, let's say, चेक कि आप कितने ज्यादा होशियार हो मैथ्स में. लाइक आपको तो पता ही है कि क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड होता है, वर्बल एबिलिटी एंड आरसी होता है. लेट मी जस्ट देन देयर समथिंग कॉल्ड एज एलआरडीआई. There are other examinations as well. जैसे ZAT में there's something called as decision making. CET में there is something called as visual reasoning. So all of these sections are there. Are they actually trying to check कि आपकी IQ कितनी है? They are what they are trying to do is, let's say if they put you in a pressurized situation, and understand this well कि IIFT में मैं जब भी था, the first 3 months IIFT is different compared to the other or other B schools, because वहाँ पे trimester pattern follow होता है. The first 3 months was so grueling that we were just sleeping for like 3 hours or so. So in that situation, if you are made to solve a problem, there were quite a lot of competitions which came our way. What is the approach that you will take? ये VAR से क्यों होता है? Because let's say if you are given a situation to understand a problem, how well you comprehend that problem, how well you communicate with the people in front of you, how well you collaborate, that's what is important. Quantitative aptitude, I'll talk a little bit more about my experience, how the preparation for QA helped me in my internship during my MBA. सो ये जो सारा प्रेपरेशन होता है, डोंट जंप इनटू ऑल ऑफ इट ऑल टुगेदर. ठीक है, डोंट जंप इनटू द प्रेपरेशन एज सच. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इट हाउ यू नीड टू. इट्स बेसिकली अ वॉर काइंड ऑफ अ सिचुएशन दैट यू नीड टू capture and conquer one at a time. Okay, so the way I look at it is, let's say if I have to just draw a timeline, forgive the timeline journey. This is May, where we are at, June, July, then August, then September, then October. November is when cat will happen. Then December, January, February, March, April. मैं एक पूरा साल का एक पर्सपेक्टिव लेता हूँ. So right now what we have is we have these many number of months. एक, दो, तीन, चार, पाँच, छः, सात. 7 महीने में we have to clear the cat. 7 महीने एंड कैट क्लियर करने का लक्ष्य है. सो इन दीज 7 months, लेट्स ब्रेक इट डाउन इनटू टू डिफरेंट चंक्स. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी, फर्स्ट इज गोइंग टू बी कि मैं कैसे इसको टैकल करूं. सो फर्स्ट एक्टिविटी दैट आई एम गोइंग टू लुक एट इज क्लियरिंग द बेसिक्स. ठीक है, बेसिक्स में मैं जो सारे टॉपिक्स है, QA, LR, देन DI, ये सारे मैं इसके बेसिक्स कवर अप करूंगा. What do I mean by basics? What are the concepts? Concepts क्या होता है? That is what I'm going to look into. क्यों? Because let's say if I give you a problem, let's say if I give you a question, my favorite question I've also given the मैंने जो कहा था ना कि हमारा WhatsApp group है, just ping me, I'll just keep this over here. Just ping me on this, I'll add you to that WhatsApp group. But मैंने WhatsApp group में एक question दिया था कि let's say if the price of petrol goes up by 20%, then by what percent should the consumption go down so that the expenses needs to be constant? ठीक है, तो इट्स बेसिकली लाइक, मैं अगर आपको बताऊं कि ये कैसे सॉल्व करना है, तो आप बोलोगे कि लेट्स से मैं जो प्राइस ले रहा हूँ वो है 100, कंजम्पशन है लेट्स से 10 लीटर, तो मेरा एक्सपेंडिचर हो जाता है 1000 का. ये अगर 20% बढ़ाऊंगा तो ये हो जाएगा 120. तो इसको मैं किससे मल्टीप्लाई करूं ताकि ये 1000 ही रहे? तो दिस एक्स वैल्यू यू विल गेट इट एज 8.33. तो पहले वैल्यू थी 10, अभी हो गई 8.33. सो देयर हैज बीन 16.66% रिडक्शन, एंड दैट इज व्हाट माय आंसर इज. नाउ इफ यू टेक अ लुक एट दिस स्ट्रैटेजी, इट बिकम्स लिटिल बिट डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू डू इट एंड सॉल्व इट विद इन द गिवन पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. आपको एक क्वेश्चन तकरीबन 1 से 1.5 मिनट में खत्म करना है, सो दैट यू कैन focus on the difficult questions. Now, why do I say this? It is because, let's say, if you would have just looked into a basic strategy कि मैं अगर किसी चीज को let's say 100 को मैं अगर 20% से बढ़ा रहा हूँ, तो आई वुड हैव जस्ट गॉटन टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ये 1+1/5 है, विच इज नथिंग बट 100 इंटू 6/5. और मेरा अगर कंजम्पशन 10 था, टू कीप माई एक्सपेंडिचर टू 1000, मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? ये 6/5 को नलिफाई करना पड़ेगा. हाउ डू आई नलिफाई दिस? बाय मल्टीप्लाइंग दिस बाय 5/6. एंड 5/6 इज व्हाट? 1 माइनस 1/6. ये 1/6 क्या होता है? 16.66%. आई कुड हैव ईदर सॉल्व बाय दिस वे, और एल्स अगर ये भी नहीं होता था तो मुझे एक ट्रिक पता है जो मैं आपको ये व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बताऊंगा. सो टू नो ऑल ऑफ दीज डिफरेंट मेथडोलॉजीज, आई डोंट वांट टू साउंड क्लिक बेटी, But then what you need to do is you need to go through the basics. And unless and until you don't go through the basics, you won't understand these things. So go through the basics and then try to solve the basic questions. See where you are landing. See what is it that you are understanding. See what is it that you are not understanding. I would even go on to say कि अगर आपको नहीं जम रहा है क्वेश्चंस तो एक बार सॉल्यूशन देख के सॉल्व करो. मुझे बच्चे पूछते हैं कि मैं कौन सा मटेरियल यूज करूँ. लेट्स से इफ आई हैव, अगर आपने कोई क्लासेस ज्वाइन किए तो क्लासेस शुड प्रोवाइड यू विद द मटेरियल्स. एट कैट क्रेडेंशियल्स वी डू प्रोवाइड यू विद आवर मटेरियल. बट लेट्स से इफ यू हैवंट रिसीव्ड एनी मटेरियल एज सच, आई एम गोइंग टू recommend you that you go and buy Arun Sharma ka book. Generations have used their book, and I mean it's very good with the basics, but then as you go further you need a little bit more mature content. But to start with, you can go ahead with Arun Sharma's quantitative aptitude. I would ask you to just stick with the quantitative aptitude at this point in time. LRDA and verbal can be improved, and I can share some other content for that. But start your journey with these books. स्टॉल दी लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी वन क्वेश्चन. एक बार देख के करो, एक बार बिना देख के करो, एक बार पेंसिल पेपर रख के करो. एंड देन जब भी आपको पता चलेगा कि आपको बेसिक्स क्लियर है, you understand the basics, you are able to solve the basics of all the type of variety of theory, that is where the point comes in, that you need to start preparing for advanced and keep a goal that you need to finish this until July. कि मुझे जुलाई तक खत्म करना है ये सब कुछ चीजें, क्योंकि जुलाई खत्म होने के बाद में फ्रॉम अगस्त ऑनवर्ड यू शुड स्टार्ट सॉल्विंग मॉक्स. And at this point in time, you should also start getting into advanced preparation. But what I will do is I will just tell you before that, don't get into the trap of looking at YouTube videos for, let's say, quick fixes. I've seen many of my students, even on the WhatsApp chat, even in my classroom, they go to the YouTube videos, they see the methodologies these guys are teaching, and they apply that in the classroom. The problem is not that they are trying to do it by themselves. The problem is there's a reason something is there on YouTube, just like this. The reason I'm doing this video on YouTube is that I want to ensure that I meet the right set of people. It is for the awareness kind of a scenario. I'm not going deep into one topic. I will make something, it can be either clickbaity or it can be for awareness. But I don't think so. YouTube can be a good guide. There are certainly some teachers who are doing that thing in a very good way, but then scouting for those teachers, trying to understand from them, it's a little bit of a hectic job. So rather, I would just say कि पढ़ो यार, थोड़ा सा पढ़ो starting में, और फिर बाद में when you feel confident about the basics for quants, verbal, LRDI, then jump onto the preparation of advanced. And that is when your preparation for advanced should start from August, where you should start for these basic concepts once again. Okay, and start with LOD 2 questions. Okay, LOD 2 questions करो, LOD 2 questions खत्म करो सितंबर तक. LOD 2 क्वेश्चन खत्म करो सितंबर तक for all the topics, and that is when you should also start preparing for mocks of CAT. कि हम लोग अगस्त में 1 मॉक देंगे पर वीक, सितंबर में 2 देंगे, अक्टूबर में 3 देंगे, एंड नवंबर की स्टार्टिंग में 4. आई डोंट recommend, but like if just in case if you are that kind of a person who wants to give it at a higher frequency, you can, but I don't recommend that. The idea would be कि आप ये जो मॉक्स दोगे, you will make a chart like this. The topics you are good at, and the topics that you can solve at specific time. Let's say the topics you are good at and you are able to solve it in lower number of time. These are your strengths. Okay, let's say if you are not good at and you are taking quite a lot of times, these are some of your weakness areas. Let's say you are able to solve the topics that you are good at, but you are taking higher time in that, so these are your opportunities for improvements. And let's say you are not good and you are also taking higher time, then these are your threats. So this is something what you call as SWOT analysis. So Literally, this is the way that you should do it, and this is what do it with my students, that I make them visualize their topics, and make them sit through. What you need to do is all the threads, let's ensure that this just has like one or two topics in here. Opportunity, it should again have two to three topics in here. Strengths should have very good number by September, and weakness can be okay. Maybe I all of these quadrants, the opportunity wala quadrant, the weakness wala quadrant, you have to get into this quadrant. ठीक है, वो कैसे करना है, क्या करना है, आई विल वॉक यू थ्रू दैट इन केस इफ यू आर पार्ट ऑफ दैट ग्रुप. आई डोंट वांट टू, I can make a video on this, but I don't have content at this point in time. As and when we go ahead, maybe I'll also make a video for your consumption as such. But this is going to be your strategy. ठीक है. So ये क्यों करूँ, क्या करूँ, कैसे करूँ? That is the main question that you need to look into. Let me check. Some of my students must have pinged me. Okay. Yeah. Now, यार मैंने ये कर लिया, मैंने सॉल्व कर लिया. आई हैव आल्सो गिवन कैट एग्जामिनेशन, व्हाट ऑल व्हाट नॉट. यू नीड टू फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड हाउ योर प्रिपरेशन इज गोइंग, कि मेरी प्रिपरेशन कैसे चल रही है. स्ट्रैटेजी आपको हर टाइम पे सितंबर से अक्टूबर तक, मिड वीक मतलब लेट्स से वीक 2 तक आपको चेंज करनी है. एंड बाय नवंबर स्टार्ट और अक्टूबर एंड यू नीड टू फिक्स योर स्ट्रैटेजी. फिक्स करना है उसको, and then you have to use it time and again, because it is going to be time tested strategy, and that's when you are going to be able to crack the examination. Okay. Now, people don't understand this particular aspect of what should be my strategy. There are very few classes that I have seen, and trust me, I've been to many of these big classes. वो जो घड़ी घड़ी जो चीज बताती है वो classes में गया था मैं. Then there are three abbreviated. I don't want to foul mouth in this case about the classes. The problem is these classes have become so big that they have stopped caring about the students and the output. कि मेरे पास अगर 1000 बच्चे आते हैं या फिर 1000 10,000 बच्चे आते हैं, and if I convert even like let's say 100 of them, these 100 I can showcase and I can market these. The problem is I don't know that there are like 9,900 who haven't qualified, and these are the bad stories that they it is not even shown. So that's the reason we thought that there is a nice space that we can look into, that we can just have a 50 student batch, and then we can expand this and ensure that all of these 50 get into top 20 B school. ये क्यों होता है? Why can I say this confidently? Because it's all about prep and strategy. In fact, strategy I'll give a little bit more weightage, because everyone have got a different strategy. Let's say for me, verbal ability has got higher weightage because मैं verbal ability में strong हूँ, कि कोई तो LR में strong होगा, कोई तो quants में strong होगा. CAT has got a different weightage altogether, because when I started preparing for CAT at that point in time, quantitative aptitude was very tough. But over a period of time from 2014 से लेके अभी 10 साल में 2024 तक, they have reduced the level of difficulty quite a lot significantly. The reason they are also doing it because they want more diversity in the classroom. You'll see that almost 90% of the classroom is filled with engineers, and to get more non-engineers, they want to reduce the level of difficulty over here, because some people may not be quite a lot comfortable with maths. Okay. So if you see the pattern, that is also different, and to make this preparation and strategy stronger, I am going to keep some sessions going ahead, and we have a special batch, what we call as 99 percentile club. Okay, it's just a test that people need to give, and if they qualify, they can be the part of the club. If they want to directly join, there's also an option. So in there, we are going to walk you through the preparation and the strategy for this particular thing. But this is the idea. But apart from the preparation and apart from the thing, let's say in case you want to understand what is your specific strategy, maybe you can reach out to me. But let me come and talk about the journey at IIFT. My journey at IFT in the 2 years was the best time that I've spent. If given a chance, I would again go back, relive those moments, and trust me, those 2 years I've met the incredible minds from India and actually even from outside the country. So, if given a chance, I would surely go. Now, why do I say that? First, it's because the doorway that you get, IIFTs, IIMs are like a passport. The more you qualify and get into it, or maybe if I have to say, the more you get in touch with these folks, they will just open up your doorway to the kind of jobs that you would have never imagined. Let's say, if you want to become a venture capitalist, if you want to work as a venture capitalist firm, as an investor, like a bigger shark, then they admit these students only from the IIMs. Let's say if you want to work in the investment banking, my friend who's working in Motilal Oswal, he was the one who brokered the Honasa Private Limited car deal. And if you want to get into these high profile jobs, they only hire through IIMs. If you want to be in the marketing field, brand manager, then you can only get into those roles through IIMs. Okay? And they open up specifically for these roles. My previous job into supply chain consulting, these companies only open for IIMs. Yeah, if I have to take a look at the kind of roles that you will get from the other B schools, they are going to be at much lower pay scale, at a different level altogether. But the impact that you'll have from IIMs is going to be completely different. So that's where maybe you can go. That's where maybe you can join, and that's the impact that maybe you can create. Okay, for the engineering students, in case you want to be in the operations side, I think institutes like IIM Mumbai, SGM SOM, VJ SOM, DOMS, all of these colleges are excellent for you to work at. So, just in case, you need to have a special guidance for where you want to be. What is it that you are aspiring to do? What is your current field of specialization? Let's say if someone is like me who is already into sales and they want to transcend to the next level, then maybe get in touch with me. Let's talk about your dreams and let's make them bigger together, right? The more you do better, the more I do better. So that's something in it for me. Let's grow together. In case if you have got any questions, I am going to add a link for my WhatsApp group as well. But I am also checking the comment section on a regular basis. Do let me know, and we can go through your questions. I can answer your questions properly. But before that, I must say that it's 1st of May right now when I'm recording this video. Please ensure that you start your preparation. And in case you want to get guidance on how you can crack these examinations quickly, do get in touch. Thank you and bye bye.